SG, you need to go ahead and just tell everybody the truth. You need to just tell everybody. How do you tell everybody that the business is ran by people that you know? You got to be good looking and they're gay. Let me just put it out there. Peace and blessings. My name is SG1 from the Grammy Award winning team, the Piecemakerz, and Millionaires TV. Now, if this is your first time to my channel and you want to learn something about the music business or get insider tips or how to become a platinum or Grammy Award winning producer, artist, record label, or any of the above, then make sure to subscribe and to hit that bell notification to stay up to date on more recent videos that we release. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the secrets of the music industry. Literally the secret that makes producers and record labels a lot of money, and some things that may even sound controversial in nature. However, I want you guys to keep a firm grasp on reality when I bring certain aspects and subjects up that has been talked about in the music industry, and a lot of rumors that have been made in the music industry. Because a lot of what we do is based on rumors and assumptions, and there's a lot of gossip and things of that nature. All the things that do not make you money, okay? It doesn't make you money. However, I'm going to be revealing to you industry secrets, and you'd be surprised just how simplistic they are in nature. And I've said it throughout a lot of my videos before. I've given you guys all the keys to the music business to become successful with your music career and business. With that being said, I want to immediately jump on and talk about the very first thing that you need to understand about the music business. And I constantly repeat this in all of my videos, and that is, this is a music business. This is a business first and foremost. However, you cannot be successful in something that you do not have passion for. So the number one thing that you need to comprehend is, if you are in the music business for anything other than being passionate about your music that you create, your craft, then you're in the wrong field. And the reason why I say that is because there's many people who are doctors, nurses, law enforcement, politicians, because they have a passion to do the things that they're doing. And if you don't have that passion to drive you behind doing this and furthering your possible career in the music industry, then more than likely you won't make it, and this is something that's not necessarily for you. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people get into the music industry and expect instant success based on what they see other people do, or based on someone else's story that they share of their success or their age. You know what I mean? A lot of artists these days are very young and they're coming into the music arena at a very young age, and are having success. However, if you're doing this for the wrong reason, you don't have a passion for music, then this is not for you. It's one of the things that really catapulted our career, the passion for it. You know, me myself doing this since I was the age of 10, and Sly and Chris and everybody in the team been doing this majority of their lives. You know what I mean? So there's a passion that is within us that allows us to do this, and have taken the pitfalls that comes with it as well. But if it was not for the passion of doing music and the enjoyment to hear how we would change an artist's life, or change an artist's sound, or the passion of just being able to write melodies or write lyrics that honed into someone else and their life experiences, if it wasn't for all these factors behind it, who's to say where we have been? But our passion kept us holding on to eventually get the success that we needed. And it wasn't just the passion for the music that made us successful, so let me stop right there. It was also learning the music business, because that passion oftentimes inhibit us from being able to move forward in our careers, because the passion keeps you with blinders on, okay, and you don't see all the things things that's going on around you, but then at some point in time there's a wake-up period, I like to call it, where other people are eating and you're not eating, and then the bells go off and you're like, okay, something's wrong here. And that thing that is wrong is that you didn't take the initiative to learn how you would get paid in your business. And most of the time, let me say this, it is subjective to programming. You know, a lot of us have been programmed not to think about that. You know, when we take on a job, all right, when we take on a job, we expect to do this and get paid this, right? So we get a salary or a paycheck based on what we do. And so when you go into the music business, if you think that way, you will always get exactly what you'll get out of your business. Absolutely nothing. You'll get a lot of placements. You might get people that use your music, but because you're looking for someone to manage your money or manage your business for you in their own rights and sense, then you will get nothing, because there's no one best to manage your business than you. And let me be a little more detailed when I give you the explanation. Oftentimes we will go to people and say, well, hey, you know, you'll do a project or a job or a studio session, and there's many of you guys out there like that has sat in studio sessions and played the good guy while someone else was getting paid. You might have been recording the session, you might have been instrumental in the changing of a beat, a tempo, hi-hats, or things of that nature, and you just think automatically, because you played your role, that the good guys that you're working with and for would say, hey, well, goes without saying, I'm gonna cut them some money in on the back end, or cut them when I get paid. And that's not necessarily the case, because as they say, closed mouths do not get fed. And that is so true and factual. And what I mean by that is, it is not the responsibility of a person that you have no contracts with, no obligations to, or no contractual obligations to you or to him or it or entity. So if you have no contractual obligation to anyone, then you have to speak up, okay? That is the number one thing that holds a lot of artists back and creates a bad taste in people's mouth, as for lack of a better word, is what people like to say, because again, you treat this like it's a job versus a business, where again the mentality and mindset of a job is that someone should be cutting you a check because you put in the work, and they should automatically know that, right? But if you notice, one thing that happens prior to you receiving a job is you have to fill out an application, and on that application there's questions, and oftentimes there's obligations and terms that are put on there that you sign off on that application. So that's a contract, and that's how you have to view the music business and any portion of any business that you do. It's not just the music business, as a business, okay, that you are running, and that you're responsible for making sure you cover all of the grounds of your business, making sure that all the I's have been dotted and all the T's have been crossed. Now, I brought up the proverbial closed mouth don't get fed, which leads me into a lot of presumptions I hear and see, and excuse the pun that I'm gonna be using as an analogy, but I get a lot of presumptions and statements made in YouTube videos, and just asked personally. One particular situation, I had someone ask me just literally just like this. They were like, SG, you need to go ahead and just tell everybody the truth. You need to just tell everybody. How do you tell everybody that the business is ran by people that you know? You got to be good looking, and they're gay. Let me just put it out there. SG, just tell everybody that the only people that's successful in the music business is people that you have to have insight, you got to know somebody, you got to be good looking, and you got to be gay. And that is completely ass backwards. That is completely wrong. Contrary to all the conspiracy theories and the things that people come up with and think about, that is so asinine backwards, okay? That is not true. And what I mean by it's not true is, listen, there are people who know people in the industry. I'm one of those people that you know, okay? That doesn't mean I can guarantee you a placement. It doesn't mean that I can guarantee your success in the music industry. There are good-looking people in the industry. You know what I mean? Listen, if there is an artist, you know, and an artist is considered a product, and you are a businessman or woman, you're going to invest in a product that looks good. You know what I mean? You don't see. Matter of fact, I'll give you one better. When you go to McDonald's and Burger King, the food that they present to you on TV in the commercial doesn't look like the food that you get wrapped up in this little plastic baggie. You understand? And then the whole sexual orientation thing. The music industry is no different than life. You understand? You have heterosexual people, you have homosexual people in anything that you do, okay? It does not mean that you have to be homosexual to get placements in the music industry. Now, my point being by bringing all this stuff up is to say that to isolate and think that success comes because of who you actually know in the music industry, your looks, or your sexual orientation is completely false, because this applies to everything in the world, not just the music industry. This happens to everybody and everyone. Everyone has the same issues: sexual predatory behaviors at the workplace, sexual advancements in the workplace, heterosexual, homosexual, and I'm not homosexual by far. You understand? So I don't want you to think that I'm plugging the LGBT community at all. But I want to make sure that your thought process, your mindset, doesn't prohibit you from being successful, thinking that, oh, when I get around maybe some homosexual artists or producers or whoever, that I gotta do something gay in order to make it, or I have to go and befriend this producer or music supervisor who may want me to do something gay later on. Or, you know what I mean? That's the point behind bringing this up, that it's not that way. You know, if you look at the statistics right now in the United States, a lot of female teachers should be in jail. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't have graduated unless you wound up having sex with a female teacher, because it seems like a lot of female teachers are being put on blast for having sex with their students. You know what I mean? But does that mean that our children can no longer go to school unless they have to have sex, or our male students can't graduate unless they have sex with a male or female professor or teacher? No, that's ludicrous. So the key behind success, and the secret behind the success in the music industry, is hard work. Honing in on your craft, meaning that you are the best at what you do. Not only can you play a beat, but you actually know melodies, you know riffs, you know chords, you know stacks, you know all of these different things and the terminologies behind it, so that you can have a very great conversation with someone who's been in the industry for years, like myself, would expect to have with a professional. Knowing your business, that is the key. So when you're talking about production credits and back-end monies and upfront monies and mechanical licenses versus sync license and all these different terminologies, that you are on point with that. It is honing in with it. Would you get on a plane with a person who just started flying a plane and it's like, okay, well, we're going to be flying at an altitude of 10,000 feet, and you're listening, you say, every other plane I've been to, they say we're going to go to a minimum of 30,000 feet. You know, it's the lingo, it's the understanding of the business, and that's what it's all about. Not only is it just the lingo, it is also putting in the work on every aspect of it. The success of your career right now in the music industry is about being a one-stop shop, someone who knows every aspect of the music. So having that passion, having the knowledge, and having the understanding to know what happens when it comes your time, or when your time arrives. Now, one of the things that I definitely want to make you aware of is about burning bridges. You don't want to burn bridges, and many producers, and I've seen many producers, many artists burn bridges because they get cocky. Okay, once you land your first placement, once you sign or ink your first contract with the major record label bank, don't get cocky. You understand? Stay humble. You know, that's one of the things that people admire in a lot of artists, that even though they have a level of success, they're humble. But the secret behind it truly is being an all-in, stand-up, well-rounded, well-versed person who knows their ish. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Know the industry, know the business. You get way much more respect when you're sitting down having a conversation like with Dre or M or Scott Storch, or you name them. for all the countless conversations I've had, than you would someone who is sitting here saying to me that I've heard before, you know, I do anything to get this placement. I do anything to make it right on the Detox album. That's the wrong thing to say to a person like me. You know what I mean? Because you're that person, and these are the type of people that you want to stay away from in the industry as well. Because these are the people that will literally smile in your face and take that proverbial knife and then stab you in the back. You know what I mean? And hopefully this particular lecture, because I was told that I people don't want to hear the lecture, they want to get straight to the information, which is a recent thing, and I understood what he was saying, so I'm not tripping on that. But this requires oftentimes for you to understand success is not always a formulated, calculated, tabbed, delimited picture that I can show you. Oftentimes it just has to be said, and oftentimes it has to be said in a way that you can understand. So if you want success, understand the cardinal rules of success, which is be passionate about your music, okay? Know your craft, know it, not assume to know it. Be humble, be diligent, and be willing to work hard. Everything that we became because we worked hard. All those stories I told you about us sleeping in the studio was not because we wanted to sleep in the studio. We had product that we needed to put out. So if it meant we had to work 3 days on, or 4 days on in the studio and spend 3 days with our family, that's what we did. But at the end of the day, we got out maybe 10 tracks, 10 songs, or 10 tracks and 10 songs to add to that catalog of music that we was going to send for other artists to listen to you know, buy or get placed with a record label. So be willing to put in the hard work, stay humble. That's the biggest thing. And visualize your success. And the visualization is actually goals. Place goals on yourself that will allow you to do something tangible. In other words, goals that you can achieve. And once you achieve that goal and you set out to get that goal done, and it may be something as simple as I want to knock out 5 tracks this week, and I want to knock out 5 tracks and get reference on them in the next 2 weeks. Place tangible goals, and then after you get that done, say, okay, I want to shop these songs or tracks for placement, and then, you know, make that happen. See, goals are easier to achieve than dreams. Dreams oftentimes, if you think about it, dreams oftentimes are unrealistic because there is no criteria for you to set a standard to reach those dreams. When you say, I dream of having a $1 million house, okay, that's a dream, and you say, I'm going to accomplish that. I'm going to accomplish it. Well, how do you accomplish that? Well, you have to set goals in order to accomplish your dream status, right? So set the goals in order to get to your dream status. That is the secret to the success in the music industry. Yes, you can oftentimes know people who know someone who just happen to have insight or a personal connection. That is possible. That is literally possible. There are people who've made their career by just knowing the right people. Yes, you might have to be a great looking guy if you want to be an artist or gal or whatever. That is possible. But look at how many people have made it that aren't great looking, who don't have the beauty and brawn and all this other stuff, and they still become successful in various of ways. No, you don't have to go out and give up your manhood or your femininity or your oh, excuse me, scrubbing. You don't have to give up your essence, the thing that makes you you, the thing that is divine in you by the Creator. You know, your divine spark of life bearing and giving. You don't have to do all that to make it. What you have to do is gain the respect of people who understand that you know your business. You can give them a product that can be sold. Okay, and then you just have to understand how to give that product, because product that you give, which is in the music industry, is based on people's emotions. I keep saying to you, music is life at the end of every video, and I'm saying it to you because it is. That music, that connection with humans, that connection with people is what sells and makes Grammys and platinum songs. The connection, whether it's trap music, whether it's an R&B song, whether it's a country lyric, whether it's just a melody, that connection to people, when you tap into people and you become realistic, which is a part of this whole conversation, being realistic with yourself and producing realistic music, producing realistic product that people can tap into, hone into, feel, internalize, whether it's good, bad, or neither one. but something that somebody can internalize, and you add all of that emotion and that energy that you put into your music, along with understanding the knowledge, the business, and putting in the work for it, and diffuse all of the other BS that is just set out to distract you, okay? And then you can become successful. It's just that simple. You understand? It's just that simple. You know, these are all the things that make for good music. These are all the things that make for a successful career. So anyway, guys, I hope that you took what I said and understood it, will be willing to apply it, make it work for you, and allow it to be a template for you to be more successful in the music industry. And those are the key factors behind being successful in the music industry. If you like this particular video and you like what we have to share and what we've said so far, make sure you hit the like button and or hit the thumbs down button. It doesn't matter to me either way. However, if you have something that you want to add to what I've already talked about, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. It lets us know that you have something that you want to give other people in the community, and that you can relate to what I'm saying. If you can't relate to what I'm saying, then don't say anything at all, or, you know, tell me your views if you feel like this is the opposite for you, or the opposite of your understanding. So again, guys, my name is SG1 from the Grammy Award winning team, the Piecemakers, and we hope that this particular episode puts some kind of wrinkle in your brain, but always remember, music is life. We out.
Boo's family, what's good? Yo, what's good?